Happy New Year and welcome to the second season of New Vision TV's Pearl of Africa Diaries. With me, your Pearl guide, Greatanalogy. And to kickstart off this season is Sempaya Hot Springs, commonly known as Semiliki Hot Springs. Now, this is because the hot springs are found in Semiliki National Park. Now, while here, you see the male and the female hot springs. The rate at which these hot springs boil up is more than the hot springs in Chitagata. Now, unlike Chitagata hot springs where many residents enjoy the cool bath, you cannot do it at Semiliki hot springs because the boiling point is beyond. So let's take a look at these hot springs, which are located in Bundibujo district. In Bwamba County, a remote part of Bundibujo district, lies the ever-boiling Sempaya Hot Springs. Through the vegetation cover of Semiliki National Park, as the grey-cheeked mangabeys, red-tailed monkeys, and the black and white Columbus monkeys jump from one tree to the other, a trail leads through to Sempaya Hot Springs. As one approaches these springs, a strong pungent smell of hydrogen sulfide hits the nose as a welcome to this Mother Nature geographical formation. With the rate at which this hot spring boils, makes one wonder how it came about. Scientifically, hot springs occur when water seeps into the earth, which is heated by magma. The earth's surface causes the water to rise above the surface, forming a hot spring. The water from the hot spring is heated by geothermal heat, which is temperature of rocks within the earth increasing with depth, which is known as geothermal gradient. So if water percolates deeply into the crust, it gets heated, then comes into contact with the hot rocks. It is then forced back up with much pressure to produce bubbles. So such areas with hot springs are usually called non-volcanic areas. It is reported that most of the locals came to call these hot springs Sempaya because when one of the contractors of Fort Portal Bundibujo Road finally arrived here, he described the process using a Swahili phrase, sehemu mbaya, meaning a difficult place. To them, it sounded like Sempaya. And since then, this place got its name. The Sempaya hot springs steamy water jets out of the ground boiling at 103 degrees Celsius. This unique feature, surrounded by Semiliki National Park vegetation, is said to be male and female. Here is how they are differentiated and their different roles. This part of the hot spring is locally known as Nyansimbi, which is a female hot spring. Here, many locals come for healing with belief that there are sacred gods who will administer healing upon them. Pregnant women are also said to come here with belief that the gods will ease their delivery. The most exciting activity here is cooking of food. The temperatures are so high that even foods like matoke, cassava can be cooked in the water and get ready for eating. Most tourists prefer preparing eggs.
Ejiride bulungi, so next time nza koma wano na family fombe kasuri buli kimwe kiri kiriya. Ha, lihide nyo.
When they are ready, They are hot as those prepared using a gas cooker or firewood.
Yokeza dala dala.
And now someone has plans after this experience. At the other side of the area is the male hot spring. The locals call it Bitente. It is said to have formed before the female hot spring. Bitente is also said to have been the husband to Nyansimbi, the female hot spring. The myth behind this two is that they were a married couple who disappeared from the forest, but Bitente later emerged as a hot spring. The wife, Nyansimbi, also emerged later as a hot spring after she disappeared while looking for her husband. Today, men perform rituals annually to also appease the gods around Bitente. In addition, they throw coins in the water and also make sacrifices. But this does not stop the adventurous tourists to explore the area. Besides tourists, researchers, school children, and of course the monkeys are always taking turns enjoying the hot springs. These hot springs have tremendously attracted a great number of tourists into Uganda. So also take some time off and explore the Sempaya hot springs. This adventure of the hot springs comes to an end, but join me in the next episode as I take you through the Semiliki National Park. I am Rothy Naseje, your Pal Guide.